Good morning, everyone. I'm back to show you what I had said before. I was going to start um, doing flip throughs through all of my junk journals that I have made. And this is the third one I'm going to do. Last night uh, I can do this, I'm awake. Um, a lady by the name of Lynn got a hold of me through Etsy, and she asked if if I had actually more pictures or more detail of my vampire um, album, um, the junk journal. And this one I made um about 3 months ago, 4 months ago, something like that. And my inspiration for this book was from the movie Underworld. I love those movies, but if you don't know them, it's about vampires and everything. But I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to just throw pictures of vampires on a book or anything like that. So I decided to make a book about the make-believe Dr. Edelberry. Um, and I made this up because, of course, this book took me a long time to make. It's big, it's chunky, and to me, it's beautiful. This one is my favorite album or junk journal that I have made in a while. It took me a little bit because I wanted to put so much detail and so much, you know, it's just nice when you have more details, and realistically the vampire pictures wasn't going to cut it for me. I wanted to do something a little more realistic. I wanted to, although I know vampires aren't real, but I wanted it to be something different. I didn't, and I do my research. I do research and I see that people have done very beautiful vampire books, and that's good. But I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to um, just paste pictures in a book. So I decided to make up this doctor, and you'll see on the map in here, I decided to put a map of Moldova, and I figured that's where he lived. I don't know. And I went into detail. This is a die that I bought. It's a nesting die. And this one in here, I paired it with, this is a Tim Holtz. Um, it's those little embossed, this necessarily isn't a die. It kind of dies and embosses at the same time. And then this is totally different from this. But I paired it together and I came up with the color scheme of black and silver and the red in the back because I wanted it to look, if you've seen the movie Underworld, I don't have to explain anything to you because the one book that she's in the library, it's just gorgeous, and I would never be able to duplicate or come close to making that book. But um, this is what I came up with, and I liked it, and I feel that this is beautiful. And so this isn't uh, this is just paper. This is not leather. This isn't leather either. This is paper. It's all paper except of course, metal. This is metal. I'm not sure if this is the Paper Studio or Tim Holtz, but these little brackets, they sell them. I got them at Hobby Lobby. And like I said, this is all paper. I just wanted it to look like leather. So the inside, I used a lot of the same. Let's just stay in frame here. See if you guys, I moved over here from my other space. This is my desk, and it's a lot wider because I didn't have a lot of space there when I was doing the other one, so I just came over here. I used a lot of this because I fell in love with it. It's just gorgeous. This, you could do it any color and you could put anything on it. It just looks good by itself. So this is a blank sheet of paper. I put a lot of writing material in here. Like if you want to write something, put it back in there where people can't really see from the rest of the album or the journal. Then this is another. This is the same thing, but in another color scheme, and I just had fun with that. It's if I think of the name, I'll put it down below. Now, this is supposed to be in frame, and I don't know if it is, but I figured Dr. Elberry had a thing going on here. He was researching where these vampires were coming from, and I'm guessing he was narrowing it down as far as which one was, you know, the culprit of what was going on with this. And hang on a second. Okay, we're good. The problem is that the camera is up on a tripod, and my husband is so tall that he always sets it up higher, and I'm so short. Yeah, there's a big difference there. But anyway, I was just checking to see if everything was going good. Now, this stamp here is a I'll try to put all the supplies and stuff, if you're interested, I'll try to put them down below. These are just small journal cards, and then I've given a lot of journaling paper. I always like to put a lot of journal to where you have more than enough. You could divide this up into months. You can divide it up into whatever it is that you need to do, and write in it as you need. These are all names. You'll see little names. These are all names of different vampires and all that stuff like that. I mean, bats, I'm sorry. And this is probably one of his specimens, but like this one also here is the name of a bat. And I made up the, see, here's another one that I did color on color, and I think it came out beautiful too. Let's see. I want to show you everything. This is the map of Moldova. I'm guessing this is where he was from the 1700s. And this is another color on color. It was different from, but I'm using the same, I used the same nesting die, and this is the same from Tim Holtz. There's blank sheet of paper back here. It's all coffee stained. It's all distressed. Here's another little map of, I forgot, this was a while back. I'm guessing is Italy. I can't see right now. Of course, I am as blind as a bat. But that's also a map of the, that has to do with Moldova, because I did that research and I just fell in love with this one. The maps are gorgeous, gorgeous, and you'll see that throughout the book. This is another type of bat and the skeleton. I'm guessing he was just trying to figure out which bat was turning us into vampires. But I let my imagination go. I always do. I have a really good imagination. And here's another letter, maybe from the church, trying to tell him something or other. But I thought that was cute, because you know how they always have the crosses and the holy water and all that stuff. And these you get, here's another bat back here. It's I don't see the name, but I'm pretty sure the name is down there, because these bats were from, I believe, the New York Library or something like this. And then I put a lot of journaling cards. There's so much room for journaling here. Like I said, this book took me a long time, because I wanted to come up with something unique. And I'm always wanting to do something unique. Okay, that goes in there. And here's a ledger that I coffee stained. Here, I hope I'm staying in the frame. And this is another book here. Another, sorry, journal card. And here's a lot more paper. There's a lot of journaling space here. These are two little envelope cards that you can put whatever you like in there. I tried to distress it as much as I can to be in like the 1700s. This is another belly band here. There are several throughout the book. I just thought it was a good presentation for the for these little thingies here, like medallions or something. And these papers are from Haberdashery, something like that. I think through Paper Studio. Most of these are from that Haberdashery. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but yeah. And then this is a simple layer that I did on here. And maybe you could put, you know, different letters or notes, whatever you don't want other people to see there. This is also an empty letter. Everything, like I said, is coffee dyed. And I saw a couple of things. This is Tim Holtz, and this is from another paper pack. These are, this little thingy here, all of these labels, I got inspiration from a very talented Nick the Booksmith, and I've been following her for years, and she does beautiful work. She's also into vintage and all this stuff, and I follow a lot of ladies. There's tremendous talent on YouTube, and you can get inspiration from any, really, of, you just look around. Just to name a few of them, I follow Deli Girl is another one. She has awesome ideas. Genevieve, Girl on the Ridge, Innkeeper, Practice Makes Pretty, Jennifer McGuire. She does cards, you know, just cards, but she has a lot of ideas. She has a lot of tutorials to save time, save money with the dies, with stamps, with, I mean, they all have gorgeous, they're great artists, and I just get inspired just going to, when I'm on a block and I don't know what to do, how to do, I look into all these girls, and they're just awesome. They're amazing. And that's just to name a few, because I follow a lot. Bohemian Crafting is she's also amazing, and you can always find something. Of course, we all kind of do the same thing, but if you think out of the box, if that's not your style, you think out of the box and you could work the idea into your ideas. And if you're just beginning to scrap and do junk journals, I highly recommend you to just take one day and just go through all of these great artists that we have on YouTube, and you'll be amazed the beautiful things they make. And yeah, and spend some time with them. They like I said, they're great. I've been following them for years, and I always get new ideas. You think out of the box, or you work it into your style, and yeah, and you just go with it. And this is another die here. This is a different die, and like I said, I'll try to post all the die. This is like a quickie thing, because the girl contacted me last night through Etsy. The young lady Lynn, and I'm doing this for her. This wasn't my plan to do today per se, but it was gonna be worked into the rest of my books that I need to do flip throughs for. But yeah, I don't mind this one. This was one of my favorite journals. I didn't, you know, step out of my comfort zone. This was just amazing. I loved working on this. And see, like here, it was sort of like, this could be like a letter from his wife, or saying, you know, your child or whatever. And I figured this would be nice here to him as a person. I was going to put a picture of him in here, but, you know, I didn't get around to that. But this all around, this is a very, very nice journal. A lot of writing space. That's my whole thing here. All of my books, I try to make to where you have ample space to write on, because that's the one thing that I like. I like to go back and forth, and maybe I split it up here, split it up there, like for the month of January or for the month of December. You want to make a list, you want to say something more, you can split it up into months, you know, weeks or something like that. And then this comes to another, you have more than enough writing space in here. And this is another map back here of Poland. And it falls into the line, the same area more or less. Because I know when I was doing my research for this album, for this junk journal, I'm sorry, it was through Underworld, and they never said where they were at. So I just picked a place and used it. And there was, all of the maps are gorgeous. More pictures of bats and more writing spots. And this was maybe a letter or was a chart, or I just went with it. I had so much fun making this junk journal. It was so nice to make it. This is my style. This is what I love to do. I love vintage. I love all of this stuff. And I hope you like to flip through. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask anything. I'll be more than happy to answer. And yeah, this book is, let's see, because I have to write everything down, and because, yeah, hang on a second, it's a little heavy. This book measures 7.5 by 9.5. The this thing keeps falling out. The thickness is 3 inches. This is 3 inches, and then it is 7.5 by 9.5. This is the biggest junk journal I have made by far, other than my wedding album. This is the biggest one I have made, but it's nice because I like the space that you have to write in. I'm left-handed, and my struggle is real when the books are about this big and you're trying to write something in. And then it has 7 signatures. It has 112 pages. It has 22 tuck spots, 3 belly bands, and 41 journaling cards. This book is my pride and joy. And I think it's beautiful. It took me forever, but I like the outcome, how it looks and everything. And I hope you like it too. Yeah. So, thank you for spending some time with me. I will be back soon, because I want to, I keep getting comments on Etsy about the books, and that was the whole thing of me going on a YouTube again, and just I want you to see the books. And of course I'm going to be working on a couple of series, like I had said before: money saving, making do with what you've got, basically. Starting off as when I first started off, I had to make do with whatever I had. I couldn't afford a lot of things. Not that I have a lot of things right now, but I had to settle for making do with what I had to work with. And I learned a lot from myself, like I said, from these enormously talented women on here. And you just make your own. Make these journals your own, not copying anyone. I don't like to copy. I don't like to do what other people are doing. I just like ideas. When I get stuck, when I see something new, I try to flip it around and not copy that person. Um, yeah, so you just, if you're new at junk journaling, I'll be more than happy to answer your questions, tell you where I get the cheapest supplies, inform you of ideas that I've gotten. Like I said, Jennifer McGuire especially, I've seen her. I mean, I'm sure there's more, but I've seen how she shows you how to use your dyes in different ways, and it's, you could get a bunch of stuff out of your dyes, not just the actual, punch that you see in front of you. You can switch it around. You can do different things, take it out of the mat. Go visit her. She's awesome. Like a lot of women on this, or men, you just get your inspiration from wherever you feel you can, you get your inspiration, and that's all for now. Um, I want to thank you very much, for spending a little bit of time with me. This was at the last minute. Lynn, I hope you liked it. Get back with me and let me know what's going on. If you need anything else, just get a hold of me. And you saw I answered you promptly last night. And yeah, so thank you again. Have a great day. Be safe. Thank you.